Welcome to a day in the life. To be honest, I'm not much of a morning swimmer anymore, I guess currently. I used to be a morning swimmer all the time. I would do so many morning dips. And then for whatever reason, I kind of evolved out of morning swimming, at least for the time being, into more of an afternoon swimmer. And the water's still cold either way. I think I just currently enjoy it a little bit more later on in the day. But today, it felt good to get up and to swim. I just got back from New York. I recorded some stuff from there. I really recorded some stuff. I was in Australia as well. I was teaching in both places. And I haven't had enough wherewithal when I've been in those spaces to stitch it all together. And I've done a lot of fly on the walls type video content and vlog content over the past year, but I want to do more this format where we're actually in communication a bit more directly and sharing some of the things I do, because I think for so many of you taking my classes on here, on YouTube or on Commune Online, which I'll show you in a little bit, but you don't maybe even know what I do or all the other things I have going on in my life. And so to share some of those elements is part of something that I want to explore, something I want to dive into a little bit more. And this is the first foray into that. Sharing, no more, no less. I know. I'm cold. I'm gonna shower off and let's get this day started. They're all officially freshened up and made it to the studio, the film studio, I guess is technically the way I say it. The space where I film for Commune Online, which is my online studio, as well as YouTube. You've probably seen videos from me. You're probably familiar with practicing with me in this space. I also teach privates out of here when those moments arise, when I'm working with students privately, and we run some trainings out of here as well. So it's a cool space. It's a place I work and practice out of all the time. Before I teach online, I always do 4 to 5 simple movements, and I try to make it be around 5 minutes. So really nothing too long, nothing too strenuous, just generally waking up the body so I feel comfortable and confident in moving through any of the patterns in which I'm going to explore. I'm gonna show you what those are right now too, by the way. That was the setup segment. So I use the wall, I just do leg swings. It feels nice. Not going for anything more or less, just swing. After leg swings, I swing down to the ground and take what some people may call couch stretch or King Arthur. Shin to the wall, tailbone tucks, lying long. Goodness, after yesterday, this feels like an experience. I'm just gonna pulsing it out of it by pushing the back foot into the wall. After opening the front hip and quad thigh area, I get into rolling the spine a little bit. And all of this stuff isn't particular or flexibility specific, it's just general movement. And then I finish here with a few wrist warm-ups, waking up the hands, especially for whatever reason my left hand needs way more attention than my right. So I'll pulse through the left fingers a little bit more, bring it more to life. I'm right-handed, so it probably has to do a lot with that. But in general, my left arm needs more love, it needs more attention. So pulsing, waking up through the hands and the wrists. And don't do anything too complicated here, because again, do it all in the start of class most likely anyways, but just in general, feeling into the body, waking everything up. And then when the hands feel good, I do a few sliding movements. Starting in a plank pose, then sliding up. Maybe on see these in classes, but just sliding up, tucking in, not even working for fullest effort, just mainly for movement. And noticing, or aiming to notice, where I'm moving from today. Those are the 5 quick things I do before teaching class. Feel good, feel ready to explore really anywhere my mind takes me in the session, because in case you don't know, I don't script anything, I don't have anything pre-planned for any class I teach in person or online. I have some general ideas of things I may explore, however, I try to explore them as much in the moment as they come up as possible, so it's as organic of an experience as it could be. toaster waffles. I feel like that's a funny thing to say, but I kind of always have. I'm allergic to wheat. If you didn't know that, yeah, I'm allergic to that in the way that people are. And so I didn't really think I could have them anymore because there weren't very many brands that make them in a way that's delicious. And then I found one, and so I eat them a decent amount. But I don't eat them with syrup, you know? I eat them with almond butter and jelly. Like a sandwich. But obviously I can't have bread, you know? So this is like the substitute. It's like a warm almond butter and jelly sandwich, or peanut butter and jelly sandwich if you do the peanut thing. Yeah, because I'm allergic to peanuts as well, so I eat almond butter. I have a lot of funny food allergies, you know, so it's part of the vibe. Class was good, fun energy at the studio always. You know, it's a fun place to be. It's what's the way to say it? The space has been around for a while, and it's obviously had many renditions and many lives over the course of time, through the pandemic and all the different amazing people that have taught there and been part of the experience. And now it's settling into this new form. I'm really excited about what it's becoming, and so many of the students have been there for a while. And we get to do a lot of fun stuff. So if you ever have a chance, if you're in Seattle, you do yoga, you practice, you want to come to space, of course come to space. It's a good vibe. It's just fun. It's fun to be doing things. It's one of the things I think about all the time. You hear so many messages around burnout and going slow in life. And with a lot of that, I actually agree to a pretty substantial margin, meaning that you don't want to put yourself into such a situation that you feel no excitement around whatever it is you're doing. Right? You don't want to feel so pushed towards something that there's no joy in the process of simply being. However, there is something to being in the thick of it, and there is something to participating in the world and finding the joy in participation and beginning to understand what it takes to be a participant in the world. And so those are things that I think about a lot. And there's less around burnout or pursuit of an end goal, because I don't have one with literally anything. But more the pursuit of being in the process and truly being in the thick of life and experiencing life in a way that feels whole and that feels joyful. These are so good. It's actually a sunny day in Seattle, and I have time, which I rarely have time, and so I am going to go for a bike ride after I finish this, and then practice. I may practice where I ride to, or I may come back here and practice. I haven't really decided yet. But it's so wonderful when the weather is nice. It's in the 60s Fahrenheit, which I know is not that warm, but for here, there's some warmth to be found, to be coddled. You gotta coddle yourself in that warmth in the sun when it's out, like it is today. And yeah, just let it ride from there. Too front lit. We'll have to go with the happy medium. It is an absurdly low tide in Seattle today. We have king tides, that's when the tide be really high. I don't know what an intensely low tide is called. I probably should look that up before talking about it. But the one thing I think is really cool about low tides in general is that people get to occupy space they wouldn't commonly be in. And yet, when there's a low tide, people walk there and they stand there. I'm like, oh, that's a space that I occupy. Me and the seals, we hang out there, we kick it. This is really pretty, I gotta show you. Before the first set of Makako, every time I am truly terrified. No matter what, how many times I'm doing it, how warmed up I am. It is movement that is so foreign to me in terms of learning, and that is why it excites me so much to try. One of my favorite things about being by and living near the ocean all the time is if you're here around the right moments when these shifts are occurring and you can visually see them and feel them, changes happen so dramatically. From the beginning of this little session, this little movement practice, if you will, the tides were so low. And now, since that session, it's probably about an hour of practice, the sea level's risen at least 10 feet. And it's awe-inspiring every time because the power of the ocean and nature is just potent. So it's a nice little golden hour ride back home, and yeah, I'm enjoying it. Oh, so there's the last little sunset view of the day. I feel like this whole video has just become like ocean and sunset views, but I hope you enjoyed that quality of it. So my last thing for the day is, do you ever have music that you really love, but for whatever reason you stopped listening to it and you come back to it? And it's amazing, but for a completely different reason. I was listening to the first Gang of Youth's album today. I think it's called Positions. And I haven't listened to it for years. It was probably my favorite album released in maybe 2014, 2015. It's almost a decade ago. I just was infatuated with it. I listened to it all the time. And I just went cold on it for a bit. And I came back to it today, and it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal for so many different reasons, lyrically and instrumentally, and just the lines of this song, different ones resonated with me. You know, as I found myself saying the words or singing them to myself, I guess is a better way to say it. I found a more unique meaning in the idea, and so I really appreciated that, and it's something that I want to do more of, obviously, just to remember, and not only the quality of something, what it meant to me, so that appreciation, but then the new appreciations, just like going back to something again and noticing your own personal shifts through what resonates with you is a beautiful thing. I'm thinking about going to a concert tonight. I'm thinking about going to a Marabou State show. I don't know if that's the proper name for the band or how you say it, but I listen to them a decent amount, especially when I do practice yoga. So thinking about going to check that out and make dinner and just call it a day. If you had fun with this, thanks for tuning in, and yeah, hope to share more in the future. Have an amazing day. Peace.